The Office fans who don't have Peacock, they can fret no more because the paper is coming to NBC. Stars Domhnall Gleeson, Chelsea Frei are here. Domhnall, what do people need to know about the paper before they watch it now on NBC?
I think all they really need to know is that it starts tonight and that it's from the same maker of The Office, Greg Daniels, the kind of big brain behind The Office. It's got a similar tone, but it's a whole new world. I won't burst into song in case of there's copyright issues, but it's like, thank you. And we've got Oscar in our one, as you have in your shot. And we are very excited about it. I think it's fun and it loves journalism, and I think it's a nice place to spend time.
Yeah, not this Oscar. We're talking about Oscar Nunez from The Office, now in the paper. Chelsea, what was it like having his wisdom on the set, talking about being on the Office set all those seasons, and now joining the cast for the paper?
Yeah, he is the funniest and the best to hang out with. We actually shared a trailer, so we spent a lot of time together and got very close. But he's mastered fake working in a way that I've never seen an actor master fake working. He's gotten so good at it, and I'm kind of like, you could pop him into any actual job in real life and I'd be like, he does that job. But it's really just him like coming over to your desk with like a sheet of paper that makes no sense with like a smiley face that says like hi. But yeah, he's so, I mean, it was like I grew up watching The Office, so to get to be in scenes with like Oscar as Oscar was very wild.
So great to see that correlation between the shows, but this show does have its differences. It's not an Office reboot. It's kind of a spinoff, but it's a very different story. Donald, what can you kind of preview about this story versus what people know and love from The Office as well?
Well, yeah, kind of as you say, this is set in a totally different sort of workplace, and that this is in a very small local newspaper that's fallen on hard times. As we meet them at the beginning, there's a new editor has just arrived, and he wants the paper to be a fantastic paper again and to get them back on the same page. And so the work they're doing matters to them in a slightly different way than the work mattered in The Office, but they all matter. The characters matter to each other in a similar sort of way. I think really why people go to this stuff is how the characters care about each other or hate each other or are frustrated by each other. And so we've got all that in our show too, with this sort of lovely sprinkling of journalism and being hopeful at the same time about it, which I think is kind of a nice extra thing.
The show would not work without its great ensemble cast, just like The Office, but this one is so special as well. Chelsea, talk to us about like assembling this cast and working alongside all these great actors for such a great show like The Paper.
Who's your favorite?
I mean, I have to say both of you, but maybe last time when Chelsea was just, we were interviewing, I might have said Chelsea, but I love both of your characters as well.
Oh, that's interesting. And Chelsea, who's your favorite?
I don't want to get into that right now with you able to hear. I think everyone is so good, and I know that sounds like so, but like it's genuinely true. I feel like every single person in the ensemble kind of adds their own unique element, and you're kind of just like watching this group of people work together. Like, you don't get to choose who you work with. You choose your friends, but you're kind of stuck with the people you work with. So it's kind of fun that they all have their own quirks and differences, and you kind of have to see them like figure out a way to get along, and who does get along and who doesn't get along. And I think that's the fun of the show.
Love how NBC is partnering with Peacock. Obviously, they're in the same network, the same NBC Universal family, but this is now going to be available for a whole new audience who didn't binge it right when it came out on Peacock on NBC. Donald, what was that reaction like for you when you found out now it's coming prime time to NBC?
Yeah, it's funny. It'll be a different sort of experience for people. The episodes are slightly shorter on NBC. It's week by week, so you have to wait for the next one. So it'll be a totally different experience. But the people who have really liked the paper when they saw it on Peacock, like it's been gorgeous kind of meeting people who like it so much. So I'm hoping we have the same experience in NBC, and I've got my fingers crossed.
I mean, the relief is already off. There's a lot of pressure, a lot of stress when you're remaking something or redoing something as iconic as The Office, but the paper, the reviews are fantastic. Audiences, critics are both loving it. Chelsea, what is that sigh of relief like? Because it's already been renewed for a second season as well.
I mean, it's never really a sigh of relief. I hope, now it's like, oh my God, we have to do it another season. And I hope people like it again. But of course, it's pretty crazy. I think we were all like, whatever happens, happens. It's out of our hands. We're proud of what we made. I feel like Domhnall and I were like texting the night before like the review embargo lifted, just being like, we had a really good time, and whatever happens, happens. So it's kind of just like a cherry on top that people seem to be responding to it. And it's pretty wild.
So fun. This is one of those shows where each episode gets better, but they have to watch it week by week on NBC, starting tonight, Monday, on NBC. Domhnall, what do you hope people take away from watching the paper? Because we are hoping for so many more seasons of this as well.
Yeah, I think there are two really important things in shows like this, and it's the writing and the ensemble are the things that, like, a lot of the time will be the difference between whether it matters to people or not. I think our show, is you get to know the characters as it goes along, just gets better and better, deeper and deeper, funnier and funnier. So I really hope people will kind of stick with it, you know what I mean? Like, because I really fell in love with all the characters as it went along. And I think the show just grows into itself as it goes along. So I'm hoping people like it, but we'll just have to wait and see.
They definitely will. Just like The Office, you'll pick your favorite characters, but the ensemble itself is truly so special. The paper, Mondays at 8:30 p.m. on NBC. Domhnall, Chelsea, thank you both so much for your time.
Thank you. Good
Thanks
seeing
a
you,
million.
Trevor.